Alright, welcome back. I think this is going to be now part 5. We are at 2 runes. Looks like I've finished up the depths, and I'm probably going to be going to Elf and Crypt and then Zot. Let's see, did I memorize? I think I had the spell Undead, but I haven't actually learned it yet. If I do learn that, that might make going to Crypt a little bit easier. Let's see if it's still on my inventory. So yeah, it's down there. It's only 2% fail, so I already have enough necromancy to cast it. I would just need to learn more spell casting. I guess I'll do Elf first, and then we'll follow up with Crypt. Both of these areas, Elf and Crypt, are optional, and you do not have to do them. So by all means, if you don't feel like it, or if you're missing something you need, then do not go there. I'm gonna go ahead and use statue form, even though there's an earth mage. Earth mages can cast Lee's rapid deconstruction on you, which will shatter you. It does moderate damage. It goes through your AC is really the only problem, but the damage isn't too high. Primary checklist for things that you want for doing Elf is at least 3-star, 3 pip magic resistance, which I do have. After that, I kind of like having 1 pip of fire and cold resistance, but you can make do without it. There's just a bunch of random elemental attacks in here, so having more resistances is always helpful. Finally found a scroll of acquirement. Let's see, what do I still have on my shopping list? Mutation and corrosion, those are fairly cheap. Summonings I could use, but I'm gonna have enough left over that I can afford acquirement. So I'm down to 3 unidentified wands. I'm not counting hasting because since we're following Cheibriados, we can't get hasting. I'm gonna go ahead and acquire a wand. It's a little bit more risky. I really only want the heal wounds, and I just got a plain wand of fire, so that's not helpful. You could acquire jewelry, in which case you'll always get, something useful. It's unlikely you're gonna get a ring so terrible that you can't even put it in your 8th ring slot, but you won't get anything amazing most of the time. I think I'm going to turn off unarmed combat and get a little bit of spell casting. We'll see if I can get enough spell casting for the dispel undead in Crypt. Not that I really need dispel undead to handle Crypt. I can always just punch things, but sometimes it's nice. 25. Did I get any more? Nope. I'm not sure when I would get the 4th pip of magic resistance, but it has not happened yet. Man, that's a lot of monsters, and particularly a lot of fire monsters, but fortunately I have full magic resistance. So, really not too much that can happen there. That would be dangerous. So this is now the... I got teleported, but I believe that this is still, this is still the Hall of Blades. It's been turned into a region of elf rather than a separate branch itself. So let's see if I can iron chop this trident of distortion. No. Okay. So gotta be careful about distorting weapons. I don't really feel like going to the abyss. Although at least at this point, if I did get banished to the abyss, I would be able to survive it. There's a possible mutation problem there since I don't have resist mutation, but that would be about the biggest worry. And there's the abyss, because I'm tabbing and didn't notice the trident of distortion came back. But like I said, by the time you're doing elf, you should not be too worried about the abyss. Had I remembered to go ahead and buy the amulet of resist mutation, I probably could just go for the rune in here. I swear I had cure mutations. Am I carrying them? I know that there were cure mutations somewhere. Oh well. Using auto explore in here is somewhat inefficient because it will keep, going backtracking. You really should just be moving in straight directions, but I sometimes get lazy and just press O, which will waste turns but be faster in real time. But in theory, to be ideal, you want to be moving diagonally in the same direction for as long as possible. Obviously, you're going to run into walls eventually. Deeper into the abyss. What the heck, let's go for it. Going deeper does generate more exits, but if you are weak in here and you don't want to die, then it's better to just stay on Abyss 1 until you eventually find a exit. Don't go deeper trying to find an exit faster unless you're comfortable. I like I'm finding my way down pretty fast. Now that we're on Abyss 3, it's possible for the rune to generate. So you're going to want to try and look for vaults, try and recognize the edges of vaults. Any area of the wall that looks smooth and uniformly defined is a possible indication that the rune might be behind those walls. And it also may not be. So let's see if I can actually find anything. Ooh, Bone Dragon has a new tile. Have not seen too many mutators, which is nice. I think I came in here with just Nothing. No mutations at all. Okay, I thought I had one beneficial one. But I guess not. Got a one-shot torment there from the Lurking Horror. I'll use Distortion to get him next to me, and then we can one-shot. But yeah, unfortunately, it looks like I'm going to have some mutations. Alright, so Star-Cursed masses have built up. I'm going to slouch them. You want to keep them as in as small a cluster as possible. If there's 5 or more on the screen, they can paralyze you, which is not what we want to happen. Especially after I lost my previous Octopode to calcification. Doors, that's a pretty good indication of a vault. In this case, it appears to just be a vault that goes deeper into the abyss. Which, since I'm already on D3, I don't really need to go any deeper. I still have not seen any exits. Despite being on 3 and kind of hoping to pick up the rune, I wouldn't mind taking an exit still, just to avoid mutations. We can always come back. I'm not really intending this to be a speed run in terms of, you know, turn count or time, really. Pulled into a region where I wanted my potion. Let's see, that was an unidentified potion, I believe. What potions have I not yet seen? Alright, so I've never seen beneficial mutations, so my belief that I had quaffed one is clearly wrong. Yeah, mostly that and cure mutation could have been experience, but it could also have been degeneration, who knows. Oh, hasted, how dare he? That's just mean. I don't have any cancellation, because this is actually going to end up between the invis and the haste. Quite a bit of contamination. I'm very sorry, Chi, and I appreciate your understanding. I did not wish to go fast. I hate when you get stuck in a little dead end like this. I don't feel like backtracking, so you should just try and wait and see if the walls will move, but they never do. They never do. Alright, what happened up here? Oh, lots of space. Space is having some difficulty over here. Killed him before I noticed him. I've got pretty decent power on Iron Shot. Took Conjurations up to 4, so that helps. Almost able to memorize Dispel Undead. After that, probably Singularity. I mean, I could just skip Dispel Undead and go for Singularity, but Singularity is not going to be ready to actually use for some time. Thank you for not mutating me. And if I can get the rune through the abyss with only one mutation and no mutation resistance, I'd be pretty pleased with that. It looked kind of vaulty over there, but I don't know if I should bother backtracking. Looks like I can't even get back over there anymore. At least not this way. Got some holy over here. Just hoping it would be part of the vault, but no, there are a couple holy abyss vaults that have runes. Alright, I'm gonna take it. I'll come back when I have resist mutation. I don't want to hang out in there for a long time. Francis. Let's see if I can remember what does Francis actually do these days. I think that now. No, it's what's his name? The other guy, Frederick, who got Spellforged Servitor. Francis does not have that. Let's just try Slouch. Yeah, I'll take care of the Trident of Distortion. Still got teleported, but at least I didn't get abyssed again. Holy Wrath doesn't look like any more distortion. Okay, what was in that shop? I thought, did I not go in that shop? There was a shop, right? Is it closed? Is auto pickup off? Looks like auto pickup is off. That would explain why I never went in the shop. Heal wounds. Ooh, a ring. +5 to dexterity. I don't think that's going to be better than any of the rings I have. With the diminishing returns on dexterity, you know, having a +3 evasion or +4 evasion is going to still be more than a +5 to dexterity. Alright, don't need any of those. Poison in general is a little bit less useful as you get towards the late game, and I'm past the point where I really need any poison spells. Got 6 scrolls of magic map. Well, let's go ahead and blow one here. Okay, so it looks like the vault is north of us. quite a lot of elves are coming out to join us right at the entrance. Let's back up a little. Try and get some of these summoners in range. I mean, I never did end up finding a low level summoning spell. You know, I have to go back to the shop and buy one. So let's block that off for now and clear the rest of the level. My intelligence has returned. Okay, so we've done the rest of the level. Really, you think a artifact short sword is worthwhile? That's my RC pile. It just picks up all artifacts. Makes me sort them out. A little bit of torment. I'm more worried about that. Mutator, let's just throw a swatch out there. Back up, let the Blade Master come back to the entrance. You want to be taking this as slowly as possible. Keep your regeneration up whenever possible, which should just be about all the time. If you have a high enough spell power, it's reasonably easy to keep it going continuously. Just resting there, waiting for the elves to come into range. I'm not gonna bother to go after some of like the orange demons or the smaller demons with tridents. Just, you know, let them try and hit me. They don't do much damage. That is not a strategy that I would recommend on most general characters. Most characters do not want to take hits from anyone. But if you're extremely tanky, you can get away with it. So I feel like I can drop the scroll. There's a shield there that I want to identify first before I drop that. Let's drop, did I ever learn flight? I did learn flight. Okay, so I can definitely drop the potions of flight, potions of invisibility. Probably drop might and agility too, but let's keep it for a little bit longer. I have plenty of books I can drop. Fire resistance, don't need that. I guess really I would probably only be looking for shield of resistance, or I guess cold resistance would be equally as good since I'm gonna wear the fire resistance already. But yeah, there's really not that much in the way of shield upgrades left. I'm mostly just lazy, and so I have plenty of scrolls to use on identifying items rather than using to trying them on. That's my only ring of teleportation, but I've got 2 wands and 13 scrolls, so I don't think I'm going to need to use the ring. Book of Air has repel missiles, don't I? No, I was waiting to get deflect missiles later on, and now I don't necessarily have to do that. That's gonna have deflect missiles, right? Yep, deflect missiles. Control teleport I haven't memorized yet. Yeah, I definitely need more spell levels. I need to get rid of some of these books. I'm gonna give up on Hydroform. I would kind of like the ice, but I don't know. Probably don't need it. I don't think I'm gonna be using much of ice form anymore. Okay, so that's got Dispel Undead. Enchantments has my deflect missiles. Alchemy, I don't think I need anything there. Warp. Do control teleport, possibly gravitas. Alright, so those ones I will keep. Let's check. Is this wizardry? No, it's earth. Which would put my stone skin at max spell power. So that gives me 55 armor. There's wizardry, that's the one that I actually probably want more. Took a couple hellfires there, which is a good reason why elf can be very dangerous when you move so slowly. And I just really throwing a lantern of shadows at me. Okay, yeah, so the Staff of Earth increases my statue and stone skin armor by 3 points, which is not terribly much. Let's go ahead with deflect missiles. And a couple levels of air should get that castable pretty fast. Wielded wizardry. Not quite. Almost castable with wizardry. Yes, I have no negative resistance outside of when I'm in statue form, which gives me 1 point. Pretty complete early necromancy book. Animate skeleton would probably be optimal to learn. It's extremely powerful to have cheap minions, but I don't like to bother with it. I don't feel the need to abuse it. It's mostly just abuse because it's a level 1 spell that gives you more benefit than a level 1 spell would seem to imply. You know, how much benefit you should get from a level 1 spell. But we're just going to ignore that. We're going for style points here. Flayed. Fortunately, statue form not only makes you immune to flaying, it also instantly restores anything that was flayed. New Reaper tile. Hopefully you didn't blink and you got to see it before the guy died. Oh, there's a corpse here. Why not actually eat it? Yeah, so I do actually get unstable footing in water because statue form can't swim even if you're an octopode. So that's interesting. Okay, deflect missiles almost ready. Meat ration was what was on that tile. Okay. To 27 potions for curing. Just in case you're poisoned. You never know. Okay, so there, no. Where's this invisible guy? There he is. Go ahead and start eating some of that perma food. Lost magic resistance, which is always very dangerous in here, especially if there's vampires nearby. I think it's a Vampire Knights cast Paralyze. Possibly some other types of vampires too, just there are paralyzers in here, and if you are relying on that magic resistance, you cannot. Alright, so that's probably enough air magic forever. I'll turn that off. I don't need more charms either. Could do a little bit more earth. A little more earth, a little more transmutations, get the spell power on that up. I don't think that's top priority right now. I'd actually kind of like to see Singularity come online. That's generally an extremely expensive and costly process. It's going to be a little bit easier to do because I have 43 int. I'm trying to see, I thought I had a wizardry ring. Yeah, okay, so the ring of the hippo has wizardry on it. It's my best ring. I completely overlooked it. You know, the -9 mana is a little bit annoying, but still wearing the +9 mana ring to counteract that. So we have wizardry, we have 43 int. Should be able to get Singularity going pretty quickly compared to normal. Only have 3 spell levels at the moment, so do need to also train spellcasting. I got moved real fast. Unless it was the second one, but wow. Yeah, I just cast, I think there's Regeneration or Stone Skin, you know, some one-turn spelling. Practically blinked all the way towards me. Last point into intelligence. Don't like this Pain Mirror. All that damage reflection seems to go right through defenses. Probably actually does. You know, literally go through defenses. Alright, we don't need another staff. I think I'm going to turn off unknown staffs since I already have the 2 that might possibly be interesting. Don't have a lamp of fire yet. Ooh, useful multi-resist ring. Not going to be the greatest ring ever because I already have full fire, and if I'm in statue form I don't need poison. But it's at least, you know, 1.5 resistances. I'm gonna drop a staff of earth. I don't need to do that. You know, the crystal ball of energy might actually be useful if I'm going to be casting Singularity. Probably more than any stack of spiders. So let's go ahead and carry that. one-shot the Curse Skull. Poor little Curse Skull. Just didn't know what he was up against. Alright, so this is a fairly common crypt ending where it generates 3 Randart rings. All of them are guaranteed to have resist negative. They usually don't have too much other than that, but they will have something usually. Gonna go ahead and learn summon small mammal just so that I can start training summonings. Not because I necessarily want to summon small mammals. As much as a bat would be helpful. I guess I can drop the restore abilities. I'm gonna just give up on Dispel Undead. I don't have the spell slots for it. I've already learned deflect missiles. I could get rid of Disc of Storms, but I'm gonna hold down for a little bit longer. I'll save some identifiers. I don't want to use all of them. Alright, so that's strictly better than the Ring of Magical Power. That's Dex plus 3. Plus 4 strength, minus 2 int. You know, I think I might rather just have the RN MP plus 9. Basically the same range, just without any stat modifiers. Don't want the dexterity, and I don't want the plain magical power. I will keep the second RN and MP plus 9 ring around. That might be a useful switch. I might at some point, you know, give up on like the plus 6 int ring or something and try and make a go of having more mana. Okay, so now we're up to Zot. I'm gonna need to either go to Vault 5 or the Abyss again. Let's do Vault 5 and get the 3rd room so that I can enter Zot. And then we'll go do Zot. Annoying summoners. Almost have Aura of Abjuration, not quite. Alright, so let's pick a good staircase. We've got This one over here I like, because it has a wall next to it. So if I drag things up with me, I can, only have at most 5 things touching me. There is a scroll of immolation on this floor. I've always kind of wanted to try shiny explosions. I'm not going to need them, but why not do it, because you can. So we're going to read immolation. Everything gets on fire. We do a slouch, we do another slouch. Everything explodes. And I took 10 damage. Not bad. It's pretty. It's very pretty. Now that's going to generate more than enough noise to bring, pretty much the whole floor over to the stairs. I'm okay with this because why not? If I did use just regular plain old slouch and not immolation, then not as many things would be coming streaming towards me. Speaking of all these things, I'm fighting all of them without putting up deflect missiles first. So there we go. Deflect missiles. It's funny seeing an orb spider run away from you and then turn into a Yakta. So now I should be able to memorize Aura of Abjuration because I have 10 summonings. I need to turn on spellcasting again. Another glowing shield. Should probably just not bother to identify them. There's some chance that I might end up going to a large shield, since I'll probably be running extended and getting tons of experience. I can afford it. That is a lot of monsters. Probably should have had a regeneration on earlier, but let's toss it on now. Regenerate our way to happiness. Well, we can find our first cure mutation. All I have right now is -2 strength, which I don't need to get rid of. Some other useful potions in there, but I have enough of them in general. I think I'm not going to bother to buy anymore. Same with the potions. And none of these are needed. Beneficial mutation. Where are my ring shops? Come on. Suppose you can never have too many teleportation scrolls. Heal wounds, I'll take. Guess I can buy a cancellation, especially since they'll just identify it for me. I don't have any unidentified potions. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and quaff beneficial mutation. Extra magic resistance. Puts me up to 5 stars. Must have gotten the 4th pip from leveling up. fake Silver Rune of Zod. How dare it fake me out like that? That's where I am. I guess I'll drop the enchant armor. If I do ever find a good shield that I want to wear, I can come back for it. Bring wizardry, I do not want that. I already have one wizardry effect and multiples have diminishing returns. Plus I don't expect I'm gonna need double wizardry to cast much of anything. Clear up a book for extra inventory space, and now we can have Aura of Abjuration, which is already at 1% fail. Turn on translocations again. Missiles. I'm gonna use something, I just want you to try Dragon Corpse, make another hide. They're worth a lot of money on the surface. After you beat the game, you can sell hides for a lot of money. I have Iron Shot. I'm going to give up on Javelins. Sure, they could pierce, but I don't really need them to pierce. Tornado might be cool if I ever end up doing Ziggurats, but I'm not really expecting to do that. There's a ring I forgot to try on, and I'm glad I did. Alright, so that's 3 runes. We can now do Zot. No, wait. Almost passed up my scroll requirement. And there's a nice twisted cloak that I will never use. Alright, so now we can do Zot. Let's see, do I want to be hopeful for another wand of heal wounds, or do I want to just take the more likely jewelry acquirement? Let's just play it safe and take jewelry. I got an amulet. How dare you give me an amulet? So even jewelry can backfire, although it's certainly more consistent, which, you know, when you get a ring. Come on, Yaktar, where'd you go? Alright, you're gone. And there we are. We've inserted our 3 runes into the realm of Zot. And now we can proceed. I don't think I actually ended up buying resist corrosion. I should probably be looking at my shopping list a little more often. Really, the only thing I need on this is the resist corrosion at this point. And I was just near that area too. I have control blink, so I can just blink in there. Let's go ahead and throw on stone skin. There are going to definitely be more saplings, more burning bushes, etc. Oh, and a curse skull. So, more things, but it was not actually more aqua plants. Puff of flame, puff of flame. Puff of flame's not the most dangerous things. some more blinkers and some berserk draconians. Being surrounded by berserk draconians, by the way, is usually absolutely terrible. I am strong enough that I can actually deal with it, but it's still something that you should be seeking to avoid. Overconfidence is the #1 source of deaths, and I'm certainly not immune. Alright, got my regeneration going. Have a lot of invisible things here that I really would rather not have. But with regeneration now, I also cast Stone Skin for the full armor. It went reasonably well. You want to be careful anytime you're down, 25% or so health. Let's go ahead and actually cast Flight for once. Standing in Flame Cloud, something that you really only want to do when you have all 3 of your fire resistance pips. Make sure to go slowly and always watch your flight duration when you're standing over lava, or hovering over lava, or whatever it is that you do in the air over lava. Connection to magic feels subsued. Alright, so I lost some spell power, I gained wizardry. Most of my spells don't really care about magic, spell power, so it's not a big problem. We're gonna put on mutation. So up to 6 spell levels left. Still need spellcasting to get to 21.5 before I can learn Singularity. Down to 9% fail already. Let's go ahead and do the spellcasting first. Beneficial mutation, yeah. I'm not really sure if I'd want to quaff beneficial mutation at this point. I'm mostly only carrying the ring of +3 ring of evasion for the ascension to try and stack my stats. So I guess I can drop it here. Hopefully I'll remember to pick it up on my way out. Being watched by something. What is that thing? No, where is that thing? Because it's obviously goes off. And there it is. Really? There's nothing? No. Okay. Nothing in the upper right on this. And it's got 3 downstairs, 3 upstairs. Nothing to indicate that there is, in fact, a hidden area. Well, I suppose if you want to be sure, you know, it's always magic mapping. Shiny shield. Hand axe I don't care about. Crystals are quite powerful and dangerous, but statue form fortunately makes the torment a lot less deadly. So you can just go ahead and fight him fairly normally. Lost 3 AC off statue form because of the reduced spell power mutation, but that's life. Still have plenty. still wearing resist mutation, so we can just go ahead and stat you up. $22, that's enough. We can go back into translocations. Memorize singularity, which was interrupted. Memorize singularity, and there we go. Now I can complete my overloading of wizardry and pretend I'm a spellcaster. I'm a mage, guys, seriously. But as a side note, it's kind of ridiculous that I could get spell down to 4% fail with only 17.4 spell school, levels in the spell school. That's pretty insane. Just have to get that to like 20 and I'll actually really be able to cast it, which is quite early for a level 9 spell. It's actually looking like a pretty thick pack of monsters. Let's get the regeneration going. Even an ancient lich. And an orb of fire. They're really keeping it coming. Alright, so my statue form was about to expire. We refresh that. Took 33 damage on that. Let's see, that was Bolt of Fire, Halberd, Blast of Cold, yeah. Basically just everything. Hey, at least the fireballs are killing all the other monsters, right? That orb of fire did not want to die. Alrighty, there we go. Get our regeneration going and keep moving on. I suppose I could rest until full health, but if you've got regeneration active, you'll heal up pretty fast. It's not a speed run, but it does help keep the turns a little bit on the low side. So there goes the Ghost Moth. Maybe now I can get some mana back. With no mana and no regeneration on, we definitely do want to rest a little bit there. I guess I'll drop the enchant armor. I don't really need that. I already had a stack that I dropped. Ooh, apportation. I don't think I had any other book with that. Still probably want to pick up control teleport at some point. Seniority, I did a 2% fail without a staff of wizardry. Should probably assign that to some spell number that I'll remember to use. Yeah, let's put it on S. Why not? Singularity S. Another ring of wizardry. That one needs to get off of auto pickup. So dexterity, fire I don't need. Magic power, got 2 already. Fire I don't need, wizardry I don't need. Confusion I don't care about. Chant armor we don't want anymore. I should practically turn off potions of curing too, since I have like 30 of them, but I won't actually turn it off. I will continue to hold curing for the rest of my days. Oh, let's see, now that I've learned Aura of Abjuration, I can also drop the Grand Grimoire. Look at that, 2 free slots now. I'll read magic mapping. Issue set an exclusion to make sure we don't go into the actual vault area ahead of time. Although a little drive-by pulling Orb Guardians is usually a good idea. Alright, now usually I go to extended without clearing Zod 5. You could do it either way, it doesn't matter too much. But I'm gonna go ahead and I guess I will start with picking up the Amulet to resist corrosion and then doing the slime pits first. Then do Pan and Hell, and then do Tomb. I will pick that up in the next part. I think this part's probably long enough as it is, and I will see you guys next time.